afternoon everybody, and welcome back to another video. I hope you're all well. So today we're going to be making a start on my Halloween things. This is not me doing 31 days of Halloween, I'm just preparing some things. So today we're going to be making a mould, and the mould I'm making is for the boys. I thought I would do a Halloween diorama for the dining table. So in this little bag, if I can find it open, we have some little pendants type things. So we've got like 3 ghosts, a pumpkin, a cauldron, and a witch's hat. And I thought I could also make some earrings out of them, and you know, little pendant, like necklace type thing. So what you're going to need is you're going to need something to make your what's it called, cast your products in that you want to mould. So I've just made this box, and I just taped it down. If you use package tape, it seals it in as well. So you'll need a glue gun. I always advise a glue gun or double-sided sticky back tape, just because it enables you to stick down whatever products you've got, and then they're not going to float off. And hopefully we should be able to fit all these in. I do want a bit of space between each one. You do also need to make sure that when you are casting things, that you've given the items a good clean. It's just if you put fingerprints onto things like this, then they will print off with the silicone. And when you come to make them with your resin, you cast it with your resin, you're going to have fingerprints in your resin. So what I'm going to do is because I've touched these, I'm just going to get a pair of gloves on and give them a wipe with some isopropyl alcohol, and I'll be back. Because I am just waiting for my glue gun to heat up. So I'll be back with you in about 2-3 minutes. Alright, so I'm back. So this is going to be a 2-part video, and the reason why it's going to be a 2-part video is because once you've once you've made your mould, should I say, you need to allow your mould to breathe for 24 hours. And the only reason why is after you've just first made a silicone mould, your silicone gives off gases. And if you was to put resin directly into your mould that you've made, you will get bubbles instantly as it cures. It doesn't matter if you use a bubble machine to remove the bubbles from your silicone or from your resin, it's just what happens, it's just because of the gases. So it's very vital that you do leave your silicone mould that you've made for 24 hours. So we're going to be doing this is part 1, and then part 2 will be Saturday, because when I demould these tomorrow, obviously I've got to let it breathe for 24 hours, otherwise it's going to be, as I said, bubbles. And if you'd have seen yesterday's upload where I did these and they had a load of bubbles, and I also stated in that video that if you don't leave silicone putty for 24 hours, that will gas too. And I did show that what happens when you pull your resin instantly. So that's why that's important. So let's get on with the video anyway, instead of me waffling. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue just on the bottom of my little figurines, and I'm just going to put them into the bottom to glue them down like that. And the thing about using hot glue gun is it gets all these bits in, and then again you just keep doing that until all of them are secured, leaving a space between each figurine. And the good thing about using the little glues as well on flat surfaces is you won't get much silicone leaking underneath your figurines if you are casting figurines. Handmade moulds are never perfect unless you're a professional. I haven't made many moulds, to be honest with you, but I know what I'm doing, and I know enough to pass on my knowledge. Also, some of these are notorious for bubbles, so I always advise, if you want to use some form of wind on them, or should I say, yeah, wind. Julie from Julie Cuts from Pouring Your Heart Out. She uses a blower, but she's the cold blower, like a leaf blower. She got a mini one, and she swears by that for taking out the bubbles. I think we're going to have to move this one. Right, so I just pulled the pumpkin off. I'm just going to re-glue it, and then I'm just going to put that in, and a bit more of a gap between each one. And then we're just going to set them to a side. So your silicone, don't forget to turn your gun off, your heat gun. So the silicone rubber I'm using is from Tea Experts. It's a fantastic silicone rubber. I have used it a couple of times on the channel. It takes 12 hours to cure, and it leaves such glossy results. So this is a 1-to-1 mix ratio by volume, so you will need some scales. I wouldn't advise to eyeball it. I've seen some channels recently recommending to just eyeball it, and if you do that, you're going to waste a lot of silicone and it might not set. So always, 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 unless your silicone rubber says 1-to-1 by volume, then you do it by weight. So I'm going to cast about 200 mils, 200 grams should I say. So I'm just going to turn this on. Reset that. You need to get it to as close to the whatever weight you want as possible, or exact. There you go, 100. I'm going to remove that. And then we do the same with pack A, 100 grams. So you just treat silicone rubber like resin, mix it for 3 to 4 minutes, slowly. You can also run it through a bubble machine if you've got one to remove any bubbles. It isn't always necessarily, as a lot of these higher, the better brand ones give better results and degas by themselves. I see I've gone over now, and it'll be something silly. There you go, 100. Right. So I'm going to get a bigger pot. And I'm just going to put, what am I doing? Where's my stick? I've put my stirrer stick somewhere, just 1 second. Right, got one. So I'm just going to put that in there. I got these cups from my local pound shop, which is like a dollar store, and I think it was like 20 for a pound. And I just thought they did, because my resin, I pump it, so I thought they'd be good instead of spending like £15 on 100 cups. And then you just do the same with the other cup. This is a full tutorial as well. I will upload this into the beginners playlist. So if you've never made a mould, I'm giving you step-by-step directions. And basically, the way you do it is mostly identical with the actual every silicone, but obviously it depends on the brand, whether you've got to weigh it or measure it or not, and whether you're using cardboard with tape. Right, so what I'm gonna do is move this out to one side. I'm gonna give this a mix. I don't want to mix it too fast, so just mix it slowly, just like that. Make sure you scrape all the sides to get off any of the silicone, and just mix for 4 minutes. So I will time lapse this now. So I'm just going to give that about 5 minutes just to degas a little. It's just because obviously I don't want to have it full of bubbles. Alright, so I'm back and this is now degassed a little. So what you want to do is you want to pour it from a little bit of a height down one side. Don't touch it and just let it run where it wants to go. And the reason why you pour it in the side is just because then the the silicone will go where it wants to go and get in all the nooks and crannies and all the detailing of the mould. So just nice and slowly. And hopefully we've got enough. If we've not got enough, we can always pour some more. You might get some underspill, and that means when the silicone goes underneath the product that you're casting. But that can easily be cut away with scissors or a crafting knife, or even a nail cuticle. And you need to make sure that when you're filling it up, and you come to finishing filling it up, that you take the silicone about 1 centimetre to 2 centimetres above the products that you're casting. And that's the tallest casting, not the lowest, because you might not fill. These are all different sizes, so you might not fill over all of them. See, like the pumpkin's filled, one of the ghosts is filled, but this one's not. So that's why it's important that you cast. So I'm probably just going to fill this as much as I can until I run out, and then I'll just top it up with a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up off camera the same way as I've just done it, mixing it the same and pouring it the same. And I'm just going to fill this right to the rim of the box, and then that way I know that everything is covered. So on that note, I'm going to leave this for today. Again, I'm going to let it cure, set should I say, and that takes 12 hours. Then I've got to leave it to degas for 24 hours. Once I've degassed it for 24 hours, that will be Saturday. Then I can come back, we can cast it with some resin and do some painting as well. Please like, comment and subscribe if you've not already done so. That would help my channel out so much. And I shall see you on tomorrow's upload. Goodbye, thanks for watching.